Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to talk about the elements, their properties, definition, some their brief history, their occurrence in different atmosphere, as well as their symbols and the valency and variable valency related to elements. So let's start our topic. These are the contents given as I already mentioned about the introduction, definition, occurrence, forms of elements, symbols, and valency and variable valency. Introduction. In early ages, only 9 elements were known, including carbon, gold, silver, tin, mercury, lead, copper, iron, and sulfur. Until the end of 19th century, so the more elements were discovered and total elements were become the 63. Then now we have 118 elements have been discovered, and out of these elements 92 elements are naturally occurring elements. What about the definition, that what is element? Why we can say a substance is an element? So these are 3 points that must be followed by a substance to said to be an element. So here we go. It is a substance made up of same type of atoms. While if you talk about the oxygen, so the oxygen element will be combined only or formed only by the same type of element, that will be the oxygen, having same atomic number, having same protons, and cannot be decomposed into simpler substances by ordinary chemical reaction. So by means of ordinary chemical reaction, element cannot be decomposed into similar substances. Occurrence. Element exists both in free and combined form, in different percentage in earth crust, in oceans, and as well as in the atmosphere. So here we go. Have a look on the different percentages related to the different atmosphere. In earth crust, oxygen is 47, while in ocean they have the 86 percentage, while in atmosphere oxygen is only 21%. So in atmosphere the nitrogen is 78%, that is the highest graph among the gases, while different ratio of different gases or elements are also present. Silicon 28, aluminium 7.8% in earth crust, while hydrogen and chlorine 11% and 1.8% in oceans, while argon, that is the third most abundant element in the atmosphere, is 0.9%. Forms of elements. As the physical states of elements or matter exist, so elements also have three states, three forms: solid, liquids, and gases. Among these three given physical forms, solids are the majority, having the majority of the elements, including sodium, copper, zinc, gold, etc. A lot of means majority of the elements are solids, while liquids, very few elements, mercury, the most common example, and the last one is the gases, very few, and a few elements exist: nitrogen, oxygen, and chlorine. So among these three physical forms of elements, solids are the majority, having the number one position, gases on second, and the liquids are on the third. Very few elements exist in the form of liquids. On the basis of their properties, elements are divided into metals, non-metals, and metalloids. So among these metals, among the elements exist or present in the periodic table. So the 80% of these elements we have. So the 80% of these from these elements we have the metals. Elements in human body. So there is a ratio or the percentage related to the elements in human body. Majority of part of living body is made up of water, that is 65% to 85% by mass. So the six elements, those are the bioelements, constitute about 99% of our body mass, including oxygen 65%, hydrogen 10%, carbon 18, nitrogen 3%, calcium and phosphorus 1.1%, 1.5%. What is symbol? Symbol is a representation. To represent a particular element, we use an abbreviation that is known as symbol. So the elements are represented by symbol abbreviation for the names of the elements. For example, if it is H, that is for hydrogen. So the name taken of that element in English, Latin, Greek, or German. So there are rules for indicating or assigning symbol for a particular element. If the symbol is consisted of only one letter, the one letter will be capital, always be capital, while in case of hydrogen it is H, then H is always be in capital letter, in always be in capital form, while oxygen O always written in capital form. And if the latter consisted of, if the word or a symbol consisted of two letters, then the first will always be then the first will always be capital, and the second one will always be smaller one, while in the case of calcium, C is capital and A is small. Valency. Valency is the combining capacity of an element with other element, that how an element can join with other elements or an element can combine with other elements, and how this capacity develops. So it depends upon the number of electron in the outermost shell of that particular element. For example, valency of chlorine is 1, oxygen 2, nitrogen 3, and carbon 4. It shows the number of bonds or the capacity of a maximum capacity that a carbon atom can join with other elements. So the carbon has a capacity 4. He can join with 4 elements. He can also join with 3 elements. He can also join with 2 elements as well. So its maximum capacity is 4. Valency of ionic compounds. Elements having valency less than 4 prefer to lose the electron. So elements having valency less than 4 can lose electron. So the elements having valency more than 4 can gain electron. So in case of sodium having one valency, so that if the valency will be less than 4, they can lose electron. So sodium can easily lose electron. Elements having more than valency, 4 valency, like oxygen is having 6, so the valency is higher than 4, so it can gain electron. Define variable valency. So the valency that is going to be changed related to that particular element, or it is combining with the other element. Some elements show more than one valency, they have variable valency. For example, in ferrous sulfate or in ferric sulfate, the valency of iron or Fe is variable. In case of ferrous, it is 2. In case of ferric, it is 3. Now the Greek or Latin name for iron is ferrum. So the addition of OUS in ferrum indicate that it is having the lower valency, that is 2, or the addition of IC in the ferrum, it indicates the higher valency, that is 3. So the OUS is indicating the lower valency and IC is indicating the higher valency, that is 3. That is very important, and this rule is applicable to all the element. If the compound or the element is having OUS at the end, it means its valency will be lower, and the element having IC at the end will have the higher valency. Overview, we have these studied these different and definitions or points, the number of elements in different centuries, what is element, having same number of atoms, having same number of, you can say, atomic number, and cannot be decomposed into simpler substances by ordinary means. Then we have a look on the percentages in different atmosphere as well as in human body. Then we have studied the forms of elements, solid, liquid, and gas, and out of these the solids are of majority. Then we have studied the symbol, the representation of an element, and then we have studied the valency, the combining capacity of an element with other elements. Then the variable valency, that it is the valency, the element that's having the more than one valency is called variable valency. Thank you very much.